Hi. A lot of people have been emailing me about what is going on with the controller. So we're making quite a bit of progress. The controller. One company have the controller turning the full-size drum at 5,200 RPM, which is very, you know, now we're getting into the right motion. Um, they find out, all boat company in China, they find out those motor, they don't react like all the other motor because they're not a motor, they are a propulsion system. um, I just want to let people slow down, try to find a controller in the market, work on those drive. You will not find nothing, nada, not a fucking driver will turn those motor properly. Some will turn them 1,000, 1,500 RPM, but you will eat a bunch and they will heat up, you will eat a bunch of amp, and they don't work properly because people try to drive it with a motor driver, which is not a motor. So, if you want to waste your time and money, be my guest. Spin your wheels all you want, right? If you think you know better than I do, and after 5 years playing with those things, be my guest. But our controller, what coming up, both company have to design a controller. They could not take something off the shelf and modify it. They had to design the controller from scratch. They have to do the hardware and they had to do the software, because when they changed the software into the other controller, the controller could not handle it. This hardware, burned out. Something went wrong. So now both companies have to design a new controller, and that's what we got so far. Hopefully the controller should be sent to me, I would say, in the next couple of days, and it will be put in on the courier. Hopefully receive it in 5 to 6 days, so I can do the test. Now also my power supply will be one's coming up here so I can test it, which has got the UPS and the power supply built in all in once. So and also one company we having right now, they're turning, it's fantastic, it's turning to about 3,200 RPM even with no load on it. Normally it takes about 2 amp to turn this drum. With the higher frequency, we told them we need higher frequency on this drum. Suddenly the draw of turning this thing just by itself at 3,200 RPM is 0.18 of an amp. Now 0.18 of an amp, that's 1/5 of an amp to run this thing at 3,200 RPM, and he's running through the transmission, through all that stuff, right? So, but he doesn't have a massive load on it, which is amazing. But we did suggest them to raise up the frequency to a certain level. We told them it should be, and also to start, the frequency have to be fairly high to start it, and that's why you get so much torque about those drive. People think, always come up to a motor. Okay, we have a rotation in it. That doesn't mean it's a motor. The function of it doesn't mean it's a motor. I mean, a train, if you put it in a roundabout track, it will create a rotation. But that doesn't mean, it's a motor. No, it creates a rotation, and we can tap in this rotation to turn other stuff. But that doesn't mean it's a motor. See, that's what people have to think about it, right? Because if you think that thing is a motor, it will be, 2050 before someone realizes it's not a motor. But I realized it, I find out it was not a motor, and I have a company who was working for us, and, is doing really well. So all we have to do is, like I keep saying, keep your pants on. I mean, there's no sense like, tapping at the foot there. It's going to take a little bit more time. We're probably looking about by the end of this month before I put something out. And when we put something out is because it will be tested and working. And instead, try to sell you something that's not working. Excuse me. So, and a lot of people, they email me and stuff like this, and they want to know when, where, what, where, when, what, and all that stuff. You know what? When is when I say it's ready. That's when is. Before that, sit tight, and and watch the ride. That's all you can do. Watch the game. I mean, I can't get any faster than that. We're doing some massive move when it comes to finding all our stuff. We have company for the generator we're dealing with. We have company if you want a 25 kW generator run for 25 years, 24/7, not have to do anything for 25 years. We have access to that. We purchased 2 of them. And they're in Israel right now. They're going to be tested, and we got our controller over there also. And soon I'll get that one test. I'm going to bring some sample here in Canada so people can take a look. They're well built. They're sweet in design. The solid magnet, apparently really easy to turn, and so that's 25 kW generator. So they're not small. They're over 200 amp generator at constant currents. So that's doing well, and also we're working on doing way more than that with the hyperdrive. The function of a hyperdrive. I got my 6 inches right now, and we did a little bit of a kind of a switching around and stuff like this, and then I got a controller who's making that thing spin at 6400 RPM. Unbelievable horsepower on that thing. Like, when I mean unbelievable, you cannot stop it. You cannot, even if you hold it tight. You hold that tiny little drum, 6-inch drum with both hands, and I power up, he'll twist after your hand and it will spin. Even when you put the brake on it, you're putting the brake on it with the rag on it, and you're choking up, and you think you have it. I just turn the knobs off, and that thing spins like no one's holding it. So I mean, the torque on it is just massive. It's only a 6-inch, and it's only working on 18 leg instead of 21. I mean, so. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to come up to that point. At that point in time now, we do have something, and the biggest thing is we're not using a motor. We're using literally is a 3-phase sine wave generator, and it's a drum style generator, which makes it so powerful when you convert that, when you reverse the system into the generator with high frequency, high volt. I mean, like high volt. I got a controller that's getting made up 500 volt, and then I got another one that's going to get made. Then I'm going to go to 600 volt, and after that, I think we're going to jump right up to 1000 volt controller. And the reason we're going up to the higher volt is, guess what? Volt means volume, correct? Doesn't mean electricity. It means volume. So higher volt, higher volume, higher resonance. We have way more resonance, and and we try to create something so we don't have to change the winding of the stator. So and we have all the part number and stuff like this. When we got the controller, you guys can buy the proper stator directly from the company. We don't want nothing else. We're going to give you all the numbers and the part numbers for the stator and the rotor and the cable, if you want to, the connection cable, directly from the manufacturer. We don't want nothing from that. Okay? So we'll give you an access, brand spanking new. That motor is about $150 plus shipping. Right? Brand new. Compared to something costs like $1,000. And you will do the same job on a generator. You will do the same job on small watercraft, on small planes, stuff like that. He's got the strength for that. if it's done properly. So that makes the cost of making something lower for people who want to put something together and they don't have, you know, $50,000 to spend on something. So that's why I'm making everything so it's affordable for people to be able to purchase something, purchase in there. I mean, if you don't do it all at once, you can, 1 month you can purchase that, the next month you can purchase that, the next month you can find yourself a generator, which is a decent generator, and you know the RPM and stuff like this. Well, you can turn it. You don't have to go out and buy a generator. You can turn whatever you want, like, you know, whatever you have on the time being, and down the road, if you want to get something you don't have any headache for 25 years, you know, you can save your money and then buy that one. I'm going to try to bring those generators I'm going to try it for under $2,000 per head of generator. So I mean, like, you know, but that's, again, for me, I got to buy a shitload of generator to be able to bring that, because right now they're roughly around about $3,000 per head if we buy them 1 or 2 at a time. So for me to buy 100 or 200 or 300 at a time, it's a lot of money. I don't know if you guys can add 2 and 2 together, but there's a lot of money. So you know, that's what I'm letting people to see what they have. The people who have some mechanical bone in their bodies, they can do this, they can do that, you know, and they still, you know, it might not be perfect, but it will give you power, right, for the time being, to the next stage for you guys. And the people can afford, well, I guess the people can afford, we don't have to worry about that, right? But the people who cannot afford the whole goddamn thing, they can make do with what you have. I mean, that's what I do. I make do with what I have. I mean, it's not a, you know, it's not a mystery. A lot of people also, you know, they've been bombarding me, you know, what's going on. Well, that's what's going on right now. We're just sitting down, you know, and playing the waiting list. Well, it's not quite a waiting list, because I'm on the phone, I'm on the internet constantly with those companies, and we're talking back and forth, and finally realizing, now they start understanding what I'm saying, and now we're having some results, some real result on those drive motor. I mean, I do have a product on the 6 inches, no problem there. I can, that 6 inches there, I can replace pretty much a 15 to 20 horsepower outboard motor right off the leg, and put this little 6 inches and put all my stuff, my gear around it, and close the hood, and I'm ready to go, right? It will run probably 3, 4, 5 hours on a regular car battery. So, you know, this is a product, and we're going to bring up, you know, at the same time when we got the big one going. You know, it's not, I'm not going to run and try to chase something that, you know, before I'm working. I want to finish the project I got, get the power going, get the people the power, and after that you can play, and then we can play with different stuff and smaller and whatever, and, you know, motorcycle, quad, jet ski, boat, and plane, and whatever, right? I mean, the sky's the limit. Like I said, you know, when we got the sequence is perfect. Now the company got the sequence perfectly. The motor is super quiet and super smooth and super strong, and runs on barely no current whatsoever, just on high volt and frequency. So I think we've been doing some great progress, and a lot of people are waiting, so because they have big thing they want me to move, I can move just about anything. When we finish with that, I can move anything. It's not one thing on this planet who need to be spin. If you need to be spin, I can spin it for, I would say, a fraction. I mean, when I mean a fraction, probably about maybe 5% what a normal motor would cost to turn it. You know, cost of the motor is very low. Of making that hyperdrive is very cheap, and it's got no brushes, and most motor comes with no bearing, because you hook it up to the generator. The generator bearing, you know, it does the job, so you don't have any bearing in the drive period, so less part to wear out also. So There's lots of a lot of people all around the world. They really waiting. You know, I mean, I have some company for helicopter, aircraft, um, boat. Uh, I mean, like, you know, you can even throw a flying saucer there. I mean, like, you know, if you need something to spin on your flying saucer, I'll spin it. Simple as that. All you gotta do is contact me. That's what's not gonna happen, I guess. But anyway, that's what's happening. So yeah, that's about it. And oh, and little message there. Apparently, somebody from Earth Energy there, that Bob Bateman, put up a video out there saying the Earth Energy Fund, when I build the fund, when I build the Joe cell, when I build the generator with no iron in it, when I built the what do you call that, the slasher, they said they fund all that. They were not even in the fucking picture when I built that, when I designed that, and I was running that for months. I didn't even know they existed. They didn't even know I existed. So for Bob Bateman there, you know, he should let go of the fucking bottle, right? And listen to what he's saying. The little generator head, when I went out to order a generator head, when I was still with Earth Energy, she said, "No, we have a spare one. We're going to send it to you." I said, "Fine, no problem, right? No big deal. It's a generator head. It's just I was just using to put a load on a drum." So, but for this guy to say, which he was not in the picture, she was not in the picture, Leah was not in the picture when I made all that and I spent all that money for that, and tell him that and thing, and the internet, they fund all that? Bull fucking shit. Show me the fucking receipt. Show me the fucking receipt, because I got the guy who machined all that right here is my neighbor. And he'll tell you who the fuck paid him. But, yeah, there's always some asshole out there, and I'll try to fucking just throw some wrench in the gearbox, but his little fucking rubber wrench doesn't fucking hold too much, because he's a fucking liar as far as I'm concerned. You can't fucking tell the truth if it hit him in the face, but that's fine. You know, he will just disappear away, just like the fog when the sun comes up. And they have those people have no root, and they have no backbone, they have no nothing. I mean, Leah's a very good person. I mean, she's very generous and stuff like this. You know, I have nothing against Leah. It's just the people she seemed to wrestle around her. You know, and all the bunch I saw, it was only one, you know, and he was a machinist, and I'm not going to mention name, but this guy, at least he knew what he was talking about, and he understand. The rest of the fucking bozos she's got, that's all they are, bozos. Absolutely fucking useless fucking bozos. So hopefully she'll come to her sense and try to stay away from people like this, because all they do is draining her totally with money and effort. So, but anyway, that's her job. That's her money. Whatever she should spend over there doesn't come here. Believe me. So, and beside that, that's about pretty much it. Lots of email, lots of comment, good and bad and funny, and you know, even the bad ones sometimes are pretty funny. So I laughed at it, but that's the way the thing goes, and we'll another 2 weeks and we should be back on the saddle here and spinning that, so I can do my loop and put it on load, so I can do the video, and we just keep on going. We'll see what it takes from there. As long as we get things turning at very low cost and a lot of power, we're on the ball game, and can't wait to see the competition. Hang on. Oh yeah, I don't have any. Don't have any competition. They're all using motors. Anyway, guys, you have a very nice day, and we'll talk to you another week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and I should have some good news for you guys. So in the meantime, enjoy the sun and keep your powder dry. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.